Hey YouTube, I'm back with part 2 of my Wonder Boy 3 The Dragon's Trap playthrough. Last time we did the kind of Lizard Man section, and this time we're going to be doing the majority of stuff that you can do as Mouse Man. So you might notice, if you've seen part 1, that I have a lot more gold than where I ended up at. I actually went and I did some farming for money, and I'll explain how and where I did that as we're going this direction anyway. But I figured that wouldn't be particularly entertaining to watch on stream or on camera, so I do that off and then come back and join up here. So I still can't afford, or I can afford that, but I don't have enough charm points to get that, so I have to come back. So this is Mouse Man's area, and you can see we're still being attacked by more of these evil Fonzie sons. And this time, no, not this time, the next screen here, I think the fire will actually chase me. Oh, maybe it's the next one. Oh no, see, here comes the fire. Doom, doom. So you can actually block that with your shield, which is what you need to do. So it's just a bit of careful jumping and then shield work to get past here. Watch that double one, and we're out of there. So there's actually a secret hidden in this area, and I'm trying to remember where it is now. Yeah, so Mouse Man's sword is actually really tiny, so a lot of the time I'll end up using the boomerang. The boomerang is super, so if you jump up there, see there's a hidden room, so we get a bit more money, which is nice. And I'm curious, there might be some magic or heart or something. Not much really, mainly just money, but in this game money is incredibly useful because you do need it to upgrade your equipment. So you can see you can fire out 2 boomerangs, and boomerangs can also collect stuff. They're incredibly powerful, and especially for Mouse Man, because his sword reach is so small, it's actually a lot easier and a lot safer to take on a lot of the challenges with your boomerang. There we go. So I believe that I should be able to buy something here that will increase my charm points enough that I can actually, yeah, so there we go, we got some Shogun stuff. So if I go in and apply that, yeah, my 84, so chances are I can buy more in the shops now. Here we go. Yep, I can buy the shield and the sword. So I probably actually have enough with this set, but I'm actually going to go back and get the other stuff just in case it's better. So, and with the exception of the crystal armor, which just is a lot of money, I tend to kind of try and get most of the armor upgrades. They're useful in, you know, to kind of mix and match. Here we go. So that means I do have to make my way past the evil Fonzies again. Oh, I lost a boomerang, but I've got more. So that's the thing about throwing the boomerang, you got to be careful. So if I hadn't gotten, oh, that's not good, gotten a few from farming, I would have been a lot more patient and careful with my movement there. So the fire would actually follow me this other way, but you can just run straight because you don't have much to jump over. It's easier going back. Mind you, I'm now going to have to go to the hospital again after taking those hits, which is unfortunate. Or the vets, as I called it in part 1. So I'm hoping I'll be able to buy... No! Ah, Jesus. That was a waste of a trip. If I got more charm stones, chances are they would become available, but they're clearly not intended for you to have right now. So on we go, onwards and upwards. So I didn't mention it in the last one, or at least I don't think I did. Basically, as you go through each area, you take on different dragons. And in the pyramid, I took on Mummy Dragon. They're all teamed. So this one, I think, is Zombie Dragon that I'm going after now. And each one basically will curse you into a different form. There are ways to then change form, you know, change between the different forms later on in the game. Just gotta be mindful of this. Ooh, I pushed that too much. Ah, well. I was just trying to go a bit too fast. And I should not take it too blasé, because this game can be pretty punishing. And that was... I say take it too blasé and I just start bouncing around. That was actually just... I pressed the wrong button. This section here with these bouncing frogs, you can actually just run past them. So unless you want to kill them for money or something, And the skeletons are actually quite good at giving you decent drops. So this section here, see with this skeleton here, I did the farming here. See, I got 65 gold just from killing him once. So you can just go back and forth and keep spawning him. And he will sometimes drop magic, decent amounts of gold. So he's a good place if you early on need to get a little bit more money. And even if when you get the lucky sword later on, it's a good place to revisit, because you can very quickly just start to you know, build up magic and build up money. See, if I was to actually go to my menu, you might have even seen it when I equipped the shields. Did I? Yeah, I did equip the shields. I have like a whole bunch of magic now, so that's why I was fairly blasé about the. Oh, I got that close. About losing the boomerang. Because it's just ultra powerful and the reach is great. So you know, if you're trying to kill, like, you can even go through the blocks like this, so you can kill these guys without having to worry about them. And you got a charm stone. I like the background here as well. It's, you know, Wonder Boy 3. It's clearly an 8-bit game, but it makes very clever use of the various tiles and whatnot, and it shows good art direction, which actually makes it feel like it's, shall we say, more like a 16-bit game almost, or a nearly 16-bit, you know, game. But that just shows you the power of art direction. Now those guys are a little more powerful, so I'll take a few more hits. But again, with double boomeranging, you can only have 2 out at once. And I assume that's due to the sprite limits, because you can even see sometimes it does generate a bit of flicker. Ooh. Go down here. Are you coming back? No? You gone? Okay. Now there you are. Oh well, give me some health back. Where is it? Okay, yeah, I was going to say, I knew there was a place with... get off the block. Sometimes you can stick to these things unintentionally. And it's just safer by and large. Like, you can do this obviously faster. You can, you know, jump from pillar to pillar, and you can also use your sword. But if you want to be a bit more cautious and save your energy... Oh! I'm surprised that didn't reach. There we go. Get this guy here. Oh! See? Throwing caution to the wind did not lead me into a good place there. Or there. I was kind of hoping he might have dropped some health. So these ones, the way I normally tackle them is just to stand here up like that. So don't try and jump, just use the verticality of the blocks. Oh, get off it. And that bouncing, some of the bouncing skeletons, especially the ones coming up, that take their heads off and the heads attack you separately, they can be quite challenging. Ah, damn it. I thought the shield would have blocked that. Yeah, see these guys here, so you see he's they're a little harder, and you got to keep moving because they'll just keep spawning. So it is a case also of don't panic and use the boomerang to your advantage. So I've got the key now to the dungeon, but I'm going down here first. Might be a wrong thing to do, actually. I always felt that enemy there, trapped there, is just so strange. Like, what's the deal with him? I almost feel sad for him. So yeah, there is an extra heart. I knew there was a reason to go down there, and the shop is the only shop in the game that sells you potions. Now I can't buy any more because I've got the maximum amount, and there's the return, so I could go back, but I am pretty well set up now for the boss. Now just get out of here. So it's basically, you can see these checkered blocks on the side, so you kind of gotta keep going past the tower in the sky to get to the very top, and then you jump back down, and then we go. That's what that key was for. So if you drop down there, you'll see there's actually a hidden area. Oh, Oh, I lost another boomerang. So you see, the challenge with the boomerangs, and all magic, but especially the boomerang, is that to use it, you press down and jump. So when I'm pressing fire twice, if I don't keep a hold of the down, I can inadvertently actually jump. And if I jump, well, I'll probably miss the boomerang on its return. So it is a little precarious, and it is why I do like that shop where you can buy magic. If I run out of boomerangs, that's what I do. So this one stops me up with a bit of magic too, and a potion, but I don't need the potion. Which is unfortunate, because now it's basically wasted. I mean, I think that's the second potion that's happened for. So by rights, I should have 5 potions, which would be great. I suppose they're trying to maintain the challenge. So, because I'm upside down, that's why I'm not using the boomerang. I mean, you can, but I am trying to make sure I don't lose any more. And it's particularly true on these blocks, because you jump to get off them. So the boomerang was great to get to this stage, but it's not as useful here, I find. See, I'm jumping, so I'm actually going to have to be very careful. How many boomerangs do I have left? I have 23, so I'm not too bad. Nope, don't do that. Don't do that. Here we go. Ah, damn it. For some reason this morning, I'm mixing up my my jump and attack buttons. There we go. Yep. So you just got to use the use your shield to block these things. Not too bad. There are some more complicated patterns where they have the enemies as well. But this one, I think I'm just running to the end. Oh no, there's one more enemy. Yeah, Charmstone, not too bad. I've actually been surprisingly lucky in the amount of Charmstone drops I've gotten in this game. Normally you don't get that many. I think just every second one drops down. So when you loop back around, you have to defeat the other ones, if you know what I mean. Next one, there we go. And eventually you get some of the the red ones aren't too bad because they just die in one hit. But they do get more challenging as their colour changes. I mean, this isn't much of a... there's some challenge in this dungeon, but in terms of maze elements, there really isn't much to it because you're just following a linear path. In fact, to be fair, most of the dungeons are like that. Although, it does have an unusual, unique piece of music, which we'll get to once we get to the top of this dungeon. Or the top of this half. So basically, you climb one half. Oh, well, I don't need that. I hardly ever use the fireballs, so... And you see the enemies just keep coming here, so there's kind of like no point hanging around. Unless you really want to farm for stuff, which I don't. And you see he took 3 hits. Those guys are a lot harder. And those skeletons, they're challenging because they bounce around and it's a tight space. You can see them up the top bouncing around like mad. And again, they keep respawning, so you know, it's one of those things where there's just no point dawdling. You may as well just move and go. Okay, I'm getting out of here because that skeleton's after me. Nearly up the top. I think this is... Oh, now see, he's green, so it takes 4 hits. And he will fire fireballs at you too, so he's quite challenging. It's kind of a prelude of what's to come, I suppose. Let me just get up here and avoid those blue balls. Oh, no. Now this here, when I jump, you get unique music. Do 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 do. So that's only played there. The only time most music is recycled quite a lot in the game. In most old games, it is, but that's a unique piece there. How for whatever reason they decided that was required. Then see, we've gone back to the normal track. Now just wait for him to fire, and then go. So it's all about just using your shield and timing to bounce those. But yeah, I've dropped back now to the almost back to the start, but now I'm climbing the right hand side of this, so it's a bit more challenging this side. So you see, we got green ones of these guys. I think they're the ones that start firing fireballs at you. Or maybe I'm wrong, maybe that's later on in the game. I don't want to give them the opportunity to, put it that way. No, they don't seem to, because those two had enough time if they were going to. You're going to stay out there? Okay. Off you go. So most of this is like a repeat pattern. The enemies are always in the same place, so you can just learn where they are, where they're going to drop, and it is just a case of being familiar with the various attack patterns. So the first time you play this, it's actually quite challenging, and I mean, certainly as a kid, I found this really difficult. Come on. But now, perhaps the most challenging part is actually that you stick to the blocks, sometimes unintentionally. You're trying to corner, and just one corner. Okay, a bit more money. Come on, okay. If there's too many items on a line, sometimes those guys don't fire their fireball, which can throw you off, I find. How many more do we have to go? This could be the last one before at the Yeah, I was kind of hoping they might throw heart my way, but apparently not. That was a little risky because of that jump. Okay, not the best time to be losing health just before. Oh no, I've got one more before the boss, I guess. I'm just eager to get to the boss. Yeah, now we're there. So this is Vampire Dragon, and he hides in the ground, and basically you gotta jump over him, wait till he comes out, whack him in the face. And that's how he goes. What's challenging about this boss isn't the pattern. It's Mouseman's tiny sword range. And he does spit fire or goopy fire thing at you if you let him. And you see, like, he's taking quite a few hits. I've got a bunch of hits, and then he's only gone down 4 at a time. So, you know, it's going to take a little while. Actually, went 8 down that time. So the pattern is straightforward. There we go. It's just a case of making sure you properly adjust to this tiny little range. Phew. It's actually good practice for playing Wonder Boy and Monster World, the sequel, because Cheyenne, the Wonder Boy in that game, jumped too early. He starts off with a tiny sword range, and he doesn't have the excuse of being a little mouse man, or as I called him back when I was a kid, Tato Man. There we go. So again, same drill. We can avoid the flame, try and catch money, as much money as we can get, and then okay, money, 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 money. Not that I really need it, because I've done that farming, but to be fair, you do in the end, to get the legendary equipment, you do need quite a bit of money, so it's always good to get some there. So now we're Piranha Man, but before I actually switch over, or maybe I should switch over. Yeah, I probably should. I'll get back to see Piranha Man can swim. So we'll end this section pretty soon. And unfortunately now this chest is empty, and I could go to the potion place, but I can't buy anything, so back to the town centre. And this is going to be where I'm going to leave it, because the next time around we got to do some Piranha Man stuff. So yeah, that was a look at Mouseman section of Wonder Boy. We will turn back into Mouseman, because you might notice these things here and these blocks that I can break. Well, that's something that we have to get for later on in the game. But anyway, we'll leave it there, and we'll join you in part 3 where we'll take a look at Piranha Man.